Hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk Ray Bradbury. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please do. So here on Let's Talk Ray Bradbury, I have been slowly working my way through another collection of Ray Bradbury short stories, doing reviews of those stories. Basically, the format here is I give a quick synopsis of the events of the tale, and then give a few parting thoughts how I felt about the story, some of the major lessons that were taught. Today's story is The Off-Season from 1948. It is part of the Martian Chronicles. This story is number 14 of 100 in the collection, The Stories of Ray Bradbury, if you were following along with me. Synopsis, Sam Parkhill, who came to Mars on the 4th expedition, has built a hot dog stand, the first hot dog stand on all of Mars, and he is very proud of himself from scavenging the materials from old Martian sites and building this beautiful little American hot dog stand on the crossroads of an empty Mars landscape, waiting for the arrival of 10,000 ships in the near future, bringing many potential customers to him. That day, one of the few remaining Martians, believed to be only about 150 of them left, one of them comes to visit him, and Parkhill is afraid that he's going to be kicked off this land, so he doesn't wait to listen to what the man has to say. He insists that he's delivering a message, but Parkhill shoots him, and so Parkhill then sets on a course of trying to justify that, I thought it was a gun, I didn't do anything wrong, his life doesn't count. Soon after, a fleet of Martian sand ships comes bearing down on his location. He hops onto his own sand ship and flees across a dead sea. Eventually, the Martians catch up with him. He shoots another one, but finally they get their message through to him, and they say, we got news for you. Here are the deeds. We're going to give you all of this land. You're going to get half of Mars as your own. And he's tickled. He knows that he's going to be the richest man on Mars in a few short months when all the arrivals come from Earth. So he goes back to his beautiful little hot dog stand, continues preparing, cutting onions with his wife, making chili, boiling the hot dogs. And then she stands looking up at the sky. There is Earth, clearly seen, visible. It turns red and then it explodes. So Earth has destroyed itself in nuclear war. Doesn't look like anybody's coming anytime soon. His wife, Elma, quips that, we better be prepared because in about 1 million years, this place is going to be hopping. There'll be more humans coming to buy hot dogs at our stands. But it looks like for now it's going to be an off-season. So, this is Bradbury's pretty typical cheeky humor, but he buries a lot of lessons inside of that humor. The story itself references another tale from the Martian Chronicles, and the moon be still as bright when, on the 4th mission to Mars, Spender, one of the crew members, loses his mind because he sees his fellow crew members partying and throwing litter into the canals and basically getting drunk and showing no respect for the past and the history of Mars and any Martians who might still be there. And he feels like he's being like prototypical crude Americans, as we're often called to be, which I don't think is entirely true, but it follows in the footsteps of that story. But here we have, years later, we have Parkhill, and it seems like he's lost his mind as well. I'm wondering if this might be some sort of almost a allusion to the frontier past of America. What was it like for those first people to venture over the Appalachian Mountains from the east and dive into the west and to spend months and years alone in constant fear of nature and of natives and basically fear for your survival, but also being drawn there by the potential of generating riches, looking for gold, which we didn't find much of, but also fur trapping and other natural resources that could be mined. And it was sort of this balance between the need for, or the desire for riches and expansion, but also the dangers of doing so. So it's very much a tale like that. But also there's a little bit of Parkhill being a man who sort of looks down on the native Martians, he justifies this as, business must happen. This is my opportunity. You're not going to steal it. And the old must make way for the new. The Martians have obviously had their time. It's come and passed. They're a dying species. And there's no reason that I should change my ways for their preservation. They had their chance. Another thing going on here, and this is sort of the final point, it's about man survival, being interplanetary. Earth explodes, and here we have Park Hill, who is one of the few remaining humans. But there's others on other planets. But they, humankind will survive even if Mars is gone or Earth is gone. But is it for naught if back here on the home planet we destroy ourselves? And this is an issue that's playing out once again. Every time the space race sort of heats up, we hear about this. You hear people like, "Oh, shouldn't we be spending our money on Earth? We got problems down here that need to be solved. There's no reason to be going off, billionaires like Elon Musk and Branson and Bezos going off into space and just wasting money, and they should be spending it down here." Well, my thought on that is that it's very necessary for us to expand. It's part of human nature for one thing, but also being interplanetary creates the possibility for man to survive. Even Earth does not survive, but also you learn so much and you gain so much, and there's resources to be had in Mars that all these technologies and things that are learned in the space race do apply to Earth, and they help enrich life on Earth as well as giving us something to dream for. So don't let anyone tell you that space is not important. It may still seem far-fetched to a lot of people, but it's closer than ever. But yeah, guys, a good little tale from the Martian Chronicles once again. I'll be back in a few days with the next tale, number 15 of 100 in the collection, which is called The Million Year Picnic. So be sure to come back and tune in for that if you like Ray Bradbury. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, and I will see you again soon.